Ever feel like your mind is racing 100 miles an hour, and no matter what you do, you just can't focus? I used to live in that constant state of chaos, until I built a daily mental clarity routine that changed everything. In just a few simple steps each morning, I went from feeling overwhelmed and scattered to calm, focused, and fully in control of my day. This isn't some complex system. It's a realistic, repeatable practice that anyone can follow. Let me show you exactly how I cleared the mental fog and finally took back my peace. Today, we will talk about from overwhelmed to in control, my mental clarity routine. So before we start, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Morning foundations, waking up with purpose. My mental clarity begins the moment I wake up. Not with my phone, not with emails, and definitely not with social media. I used to start my mornings reacting to everything around me. That changed when I committed to a zero-input morning policy. For the first 60 minutes after waking, I don't consume any external information. No scrolling. No notifications. Instead, I spend that first hour aligning myself with the day ahead. The very first thing I do is drink a full glass of water. Hydration may sound basic, but after 7 to 8 hours of sleep, our brains are literally dehydrated, which affects cognitive performance. Then I go outside. Even if it's cloudy, getting natural light in my eyes within 30 minutes of waking helps set my circadian rhythm, boosts mood, and increases alertness. This is backed by neuroscience. While outside, I spend 5 to 10 minutes grounding myself, either through a light walk or simply standing barefoot on grass. This practice helps calm my nervous system and bring me into the present moment before the world intrudes. Once back inside, I engage in a short but powerful breathwork routine. I follow the box breathing method. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4, repeat for 5 minutes. This clears the internal static and lowers cortisol levels. Only then do I move into journaling. Mental dumping in journaling, this step transformed everything for me. I call it the mental dump. Before my brain gets hijacked by tasks and noise, I take a blank page and pour out everything swirling in my head. Worries, to-dos, ideas, emotions, conversations. I write it all. It's not polished or structured. It's therapy on paper. This allows my brain to stop holding on to everything at once, reducing the feeling of overwhelm. Once dumped, I identify any pressing action items and move them to a separate to-do list, so I can mentally release them. Then I write out 3 things: what I'm grateful for, what I want to feel today, and one intention for the day. Gratitude shifts me into a state of abundance. Choosing how I want to feel, focused, calm, joyful, gives me emotional direction, and setting a single intention, like be present in conversations, brings clarity to my priorities. This process takes only 15 minutes, but it anchors my mindset for the entire day. Movement that clears the mind. Next comes movement, not a punishment or obligation, but a tool for clarity. I used to exercise to burn calories. Now I move to clear mental fog. On most mornings, I either do a 30-minute strength workout, a long walk while listening to instrumental music, or some light yoga with deep stretching. Movement increases blood flow to the brain, releases endorphins, and helps process emotions that have no words. On particularly stressful days, I opt for high-intensity interval training, HIIT, to move stuck emotional energy out of my system. Exercise isn't just physical, it's emotional regulation. Nutrition that supports mental energy. I didn't understand the relationship between food and mental clarity until I cleaned up my diet. What we eat directly impacts cognitive function. My old routine involved sugary cereal, coffee on an empty stomach, or no breakfast at all. No wonder I felt anxious and tired. Now I fuel my brain with high-quality fats, protein, and complex carbs. A typical breakfast might be avocado toast on sourdough with eggs, or Greek yogurt with berries and chia seeds. I also drink water with a pinch of Himalayan salt and lemon to replenish electrolytes naturally. Caffeine is part of my routine, but I delay it for 90 minutes after waking. This small shift dramatically reduced the afternoon crash and jitters. I pair coffee with L-theanine or drink matcha instead. The Focus Fortress. Structuring my workday. One of the most transformative elements in my clarity routine is how I structure my work. Multitasking used to be my default, leading to mental fatigue and mediocre output. Now I live by monotasking. I use time blocks to focus on one task at a time with total attention. I start with my most cognitively demanding work in the morning when my mental energy is highest. I use noise-canceling headphones, turn my phone on Do Not Disturb, and keep only one tab open at a time. Every 90 minutes, I take a short break to move or do a breathing reset. My workday is intentionally segmented into 3 types of energy: deep work, creative, focused tasks; shallow work, emails, calls, admin; and recovery. I don't schedule meetings before noon because those hours are my brain's prime time. At the end of the workday, I do a 5-minute review: what I accomplished, what I learned, and what I'm leaving for tomorrow. This helps my mind feel closed to the day rather than spinning all night. Digital boundaries and dopamine discipline. Mental clutter is often digital in origin. Notifications, pings, constant content. It overwhelms the brain's processing capacity. So I adopted what I call dopamine discipline. I removed all non-essential notifications from my phone. My home screen is minimal, no social apps, just tools. I batch check messages at specific times instead of reacting instantly. Social media, I use it like a tool, not a reflex. I unfollowed dozens of accounts that didn't serve my mental state and curated a digital space that uplifts rather than drains. One major change was implementing digital sunsets. After 8 p.m., screens go off. This has improved my sleep, restored my focus, and strengthened my presence with family and friends. Nighttime decompression and reflection. Evenings are sacred in my clarity routine. They're not for catching up or powering through. They're for winding down. I begin by dimming the lights in my home, which signals my brain to start producing melatonin. I take a warm shower followed by a short session of yin yoga or gentle stretching to release any residual tension in my body. Before bed, I do a second round of journaling, not to plan but to reflect. I write about what went well, any challenges I faced, and how I showed up emotionally. This reflection fosters self-awareness and gives me a sense of closure. If my mind is still busy, I'll do a brain dump again, getting thoughts onto paper so I don't carry them into sleep. If you liked this video and would like to see more like it, please give it the thumbs up. Leave a comment and click the button to subscribe.